See, why I'm concentrating on cloud, DevOps, and AI, because basically I am from the DevOps background. I started my career in 2010 as a Windows, Linux, and VMware admin. Then I moved to AWS. Then I learned Azure. As of now, I am working as a senior solution architect in AI deliverables, especially in the GCP cloud and even AWS and Azure, some part of. But 50% my work in GCP, 25% work in AWS and Azure. But for every month, we will have a session on pain points of DevOps team. So they will come up with their pain points. We will give the solutions. Solution in the sense like how can we automate using only especially AI agents? I won't suggest the people who are doing the automation using pipelines. So we integrated almost like 30 to 35 clients across the globe with a different DevOps team. It doesn't mean that it only applicable for a DevOps team, but it's applicable for the developers, testers, any streams. But only thing is the people who have the desire to learn the knowledge and skill. I'm repeating again, this is not specific to the cloud and DevOps. So the basic agenda, maybe you people heard about these terms like basics on AI, ML, deep learning, machine learning. I can say this, don't be hurry to learn this all the concepts. I will give in detail what is AI, what is ML, what is deep learning in the next classes, maybe the regular classes, but I will give the high level introduction about these concepts. And the next concept is the introduction to AI in cloud. And I will deal the use cases of AI in AWS, Azure, and GCP, and how AI integrating of DevOps practices. Yeah, I developed the code and I have pushed into the GitHub, but I will share the GitHub URL for you after this session or maybe in the tomorrow. So you can play, you can copy your code locally and you can run it, and you can. I will share the steps also to make how our AI is going to. I will take one scenario, one task, and one simple task, and how can you play with AI with respect to DevOps and cloud. Okay. How many you are aware of like what is AI? In general simple scenario, don't give me much practical and technical terms. Just can anyone tell like what is AI?
A software which thinks like a human intelligence,
Okay, can you give me any streams like where exactly is going to integrate?
like where human interventions are required. Like,
Mm-hmm.
for example, if a problem you got, you have to think, you have to analyze your past data.
Mm-hmm.
Accordingly, you have
Mm-hmm.
to take decision. So
Okay,
this is all
okay.
things will be not taken by OS or any other cloud softwares, but it will be taken by AI.
You are referring to predictive analysis, right? Recommendations. For example, I will give you one scenario. For example, if you give the 10-year sales of data, if you ask agent to analyze the forecasting for the next 10 years, how should be the sales? In which area we
Mm.
need to be more focused, right? Right? Can anyone tell like what are the benefits of integrating AI with cloud services? Like what are the benefits we can achieve using AI in especially in cloud service? Can anyone tell?
It is increasing, the efficiency, right? First. And also, I think it is learning by its own and probably can help you, predict better and better solution over the period. Once it is trained also on the work that you are giving.
Can't we decrease the cost? Like cost
Yeah.
cutting, we
Yes,
get
yes.
the less resources,
We can do that.
reliability, flexibility, productivity may increase, and what you mentioned by reliable, right? So, but reliable in the sense we have to do thorough testing before going for the regular deployments or something, right? So maybe machine, what it will do, what are the prompts we are giving, what are the requests we are giving, it will do as per our request only, right? But at the same time, AI will think on its own as a like human being. Then only sometimes it will make mistakes, but we need the thorough testing for all the from all the corners. I will go in detail like what are the key AI offerings from Azure and GCP. We have different cloud providers, right? We have AWS, Azure, GCP, and different cloud providers like Alibaba Cloud and this one. But as of now, as per the industry market, AWS is occupied around like 60-70% of the business. Later Azure and GCP. But I can say from the left to right, GCP is more attractive in AI. They came up with one of the flash model Gemini. Like they're going to using that model and they are developing the agents using the services available in GCP. I will discuss in detail, but why I'm saying like GCP, learn GCP or learn Azure, learn AWS, but I will give you one example. If you learn AWS, you can work in Azure and GCP. If you learn GCP, you can work in AWS and Azure. All clouds are same, functionality is same. The only thing is naming convention is different. GCP will call it VNet and VPC will call it in AWS, right? Something VLAN, something. So in the
Yes.
same way, inbound rules, outbound rules, firewall, same thing, same funda. But the only naming convention is different. But only thing I'm repeating again, you should have the desire to learn the AWS full-fledgedly, or Azure, or GCP. You have to get the concept first. What exactly we are doing, why we are doing, how we are doing. What is the task? What is the problem? Analyze the problem first. Don't rush to the create the infrastructure, create the application, or create the script. First, just get into the problem. What exactly the problem? What is the error? Sir, for exactly what is the task for us? What we need to achieve? For that, just write a high level plan, high level design. Just go with the flowchart flow. Okay, for this one we have to go. Then get into script. Go to Google or ChatGPT. Get the script. But think in such a way that okay, this is the task I'm doing. What exactly I'm going to achieve? Then you definitely learn any cloud, and not only cloud, any technology or any skill. Not only even AI, you can learn any skill. Okay, fine. So, can anyone tell me like what is ASI and what is AGI and what is ANI? From the bottom, like we can take the ANI, artificial narrow intelligence. I can make it as I can call it as a weak AI. So it will specialize to only one specific task. It won't work any other task. It was good in something like Google search. It was good in Alexa voice assistant. Something like it was good in Netflix recommendation engine or spam email filters. This is called artificial narrow intelligence. So if you work on this one, it won't work on any other task. It will work only this task only. Where if you want to train this in artificial narrow intelligence, it will work only one task, a specific task. It won't do any other task. It won't listen. Or sorry, it won't listen in the sense like it won't think in such a way that apart from this one. Let me go to the AGI, artificial general intelligence. It's like a human-like intelligence that can understand, learn, and perform any intellectual task like a human. It is more advanced to ANI, but less to ASI. So, what are the capabilities of this AGI? It can reason, it can solve problems, it can learn from experience, and it adaptable to across different domains without reprogramming. And coming to ASI, artificial super intelligence, it is more advanced than AGI. What exactly it will do? I can define like this like a AI that surpass the human intelligence in every field. It is not yet done. Got it? So how the news spreading like AI is going to kill the human or maybe kill the human intelligence? Somewhere we have read that, right? Like how the AI
Yeah,
is going to suppress the human creativity, decision making, problem solving, and emotional intelligence. This is a super intelligence than the human. So can anyone describe like what exactly you grab from this page? What exactly the artificial intelligence? So in turn, we are even human beings are developing the AI, right? It doesn't mean that
yes,
it's not own thinking because once it is thinking because after the developing our model, right? Even that was also done by the human only.
correct.
Yeah. Can you check the last word? AI has the potential to revolutionize the way we live, work, and interact with each other. So it's going to be the potential technology or skill, the way they're going to revolutionize the way we live, the way we work, and how we interact with each other. Okay. Yeah. These are the 8 key components of AI. So we are going to cover all these key components in our coming sessions before getting into the cloud basics. First, we go with the cloud basics, then we are going to cover these key components. So I will go one by one, like how
Hmm.
what is the natural language processing, what is machine learning, what is the computer vision, what is robotics, and knowledge presentation, planning, decision making, reasoning, and natural interaction. Somewhere around, it doesn't mean that we are going to use all the 8 key components. We can pick like based upon our requirement. Like what is the NLP? The ability information to understand, interpret, and generate human language. For example, how ChatGPT is understanding your language. For example, if you ask like, "Hi, I just want to build a AWS infrastructure where I need a DB services to be provisioned in private subnet and application should be provisioned in the public subnet. I just want to access the application from the private subnet without getting the user should be authorized with the Azure AD." He's understanding the way he understand, he'll give the set of steps to how to start with the building the infrastructure, building the application, deploying the application. So it will give a stepwise manner, right? For example, so it doesn't mean that first they have to agent out understanding our existing language. Like the machine have the ability to understand and interpret and generate the output in a human understandable. Got it? What is exactly natural language processing? Coming to the machine learning. So it mostly deal with data. So the machine can understand the data, it will analyze the data, and it will get the performance, like it will forecast the data for the next 2 years. For example, if I take the sales of the ICICI Lombard insurance, so I will ask the AI agent that, so I have the 20% hike in last 2 years. How should be the forecast for the next 3 years? So in which area is going to increase our sales? It may be commercial, it may be the regular employees, or maybe corporate employees or regular employees. So there they will should the focus and they will develop the business. So machine learning is mostly deal with data. They learn from data and improves performance, and it's mostly deal with data only. Coming to the computer vision, I just want to don't discuss everything here. Just I will share the PPT later, but I can say this one is the every component has a unique responsibility and unique feature to get into deliver the best AI agent respect to the requirements. It may be across all the domains. It may be banking, it may be retail, it may be automobile, it may be anything. But only thing is we have to pick the components which are really required. Definitely we require natural language because somewhere around we have to deal with the agent directly with the English language only. You can see this one. Artificial intelligence is the superset of machine learning and deep learning. And machine learning is focus of deep learning. And deep learning is the one where we have to learn to achieve the artificial intelligence. So we will discuss like what exactly the artificial intelligence versus machine learning versus deep learning. So artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning are both are related but distinct in concepts in the field of computer science and artificial intelligence. They have their own unique features for each and everything. It may be deep learning, it may be machine learning, it may be artificial intelligence. Before going into the artificial intelligence, first we have to learn in the sense like we have to be aware of what exactly deep learning, what is machine learning, and what is artificial intelligence. Let's start from the deep learning. So, as I mentioned here, like deep learning is a subfield of machine learning that uses artificial neural networks with multiple layers to process and analyze large amounts of complex data. So, for example, if you have like complex data, it may be structured or unstructured. Somewhere we have to run some scripts, analyze the data, keep it in a structured one. Then we have to run the queries, right? So in place of that, we are you going to use the deep learning one, where exactly deep learning algorithms are acquired into speech and image recognition. So, for example, they will identify the patterns and which have the more amount of data. For example, we have the different type of images. We want to structure into specific images into specific data. Then the deep learning coming into the picture. I can say like how it works. For example, how what is the input layer and what is the hidden layer and what will be the output layer. Input layer is like where data enters the network. Example like pixels from an image. Right, that is the input. And hidden layer is like multiple layers of neurons process the data and extract features. For example, it will take the image, it will go for each and every pixel, then capture the pixel, then it will convert into the neuron process, then it will get the features, then output layer produce the predictions. For example, in no right, for example, if we give the image of any other well-known person, it will capture the image, it will give the name, right? Did you try it in chat gpt somewhere else? Like maybe some people have tried, right? If you give the one image, if we give the image like can you get this details of this image, definitely it will track it. So where exactly it will fit. So these three layers are involved, like one is input layer, one is hidden layer, and one other is output layer. So I can give the examples of deep learning applications like computer vision, for example self-driving cars, and it will detect the object detection, facial recognition, right? Like how is Tesla is doing. It will detect the object first, right? Then only it will stop and it will go. And speech recognition, like how we are dealing with Siri, Alexa, Google Assistant, and everything comes under they will back and they are using the deep learning. And healthcare, like medical image analysis, disease prediction. For example, they will image analysis proactively using this in medical image, where exactly on the back end it was using the deep learning. So I can say in short, deep learning is combination of machine learning and many neural network layers to get a better learning complex patterns. So machine learning, as I mentioned as earlier, is a branch of artificial intelligence that allows computers to learn from data and improve over time without being explicitly programmed. What I say is like without you no need to wait for a computer to learn from data, like it will take so much of time to data, right? So the main key idea behind machine learning is like instead of writing fixed rules, we given them machine data and algorithms so it can find patterns and make predictions or decisions. So we will give data, that's it. So what exactly it will do? It will give the predictions. As I mentioned earlier, like ICC Lambert inference, it will deal with the machine learning. So what the basic steps, how the machine learning will work? It will collect the data, it will train a model, it will test the model, and it will predict. So what are the comes under like four steps? The collect the data. So for example, images, text, numbers, and sensor readings. So it will collect the data. So it will collect all the information which we incorporated to him. So once they collect the data, it will train a model. Train the model, it will give algorithms to learn patterns from data. So we will give some algorithms. It will learn the patterns. What are the patterns in the data? So what are the patterns in the images? What are the patterns in the numbers? And what are the patterns in the sensor readings? And it will test it. For example, it will check how it work on new data. So it will apply the algorithm and it will predict it. So usually, how many people think that artificial intelligence is existing from the past 50 years or 40 years? How many people think? Can you give me an example like artificial intelligence is existing from the past 40 years?
Google.
Weather forecasting?
Yes. Yeah.
From there is a typhoon will be there. There's some forecasting will be there, right? For example, for the next 3 days, there is a bit rainfall in Hyderabad. That also comes under AI.
Yes.
How they predict? Based upon the 10 to 14 years of data, present conditions like monsoons and when they're coming to the specific area, right? They are predicting, right? They are predicting the 10 years of data. They're getting analyzing the data. They're predicting it. They are also applying the artificial intelligence from the past 40 years, right?
Right.
So, what are the types of machine learning? Like, I can say the different types in machine learning. One is supervised learning. Supervised learning in the sense like predict house prices from past data. Like we will predict, right? For example, the real estate scenarios, like for example, in specific western part of Hyderabad or maybe south part of Hyderabad. So, what should be the square feet value for the next 2 years, or square yard value of the site, or square feet value for the corporate, especially into the Hyderabad overall region? Or how will be the values of the assets? They will predict house prices based upon the past data only, right? And at the same time, what are the recent changes in the specific area? These two mainly the factors which they can define, they can predict the value of the house prices. Am I right? Mostly in the real estate people, right? So, for example, I just mentioned like how machine learning works, the basic steps, like how we are going to collect the data and how we are trying a model and how we are testing the model and how we are predicting deciding the model to make predictions. So where exactly the collect the data, like what exactly we will do the collect the data? Example like image, like from the text we can collect the data, maybe from numbers or from some images, maybe sensor or generated images. So it will collect the data from there. And the second step is like train a model. Like we are going to train the model where it uses those inputs to get the patterns from the specific data which you are incorporating, which you are giving as an input. Where so where these use the algorithms, okay? And once we train the model, first then we have to test the model, like how it is working for the new data. We train the model, like we incorporated the text and data, what is the old data. But if you are integrating the new data, we have to check whether it's testing with whether it is working with the new data or not. This comes under the third process called test the data. The fourth one is predict and decide. So after collection, training, testing, it will predict based upon your prompt. If you ask like what is the forecasting for the next 3 months, it will give the data. What is the forecasting of the next day, tomorrow, it will give the data. So what you are giving the prompt, it will predict and it will share. How exactly we are coming to the AWS, then Azure, then GCP. I'm just added only top four or maybe repetitive tools we are using in AWS. So how I'm using AI in AWS. Like we have different services which you showed here, like Amazon Lex, Amazon Recognition, Amazon Transcribe, Amazon Poly, Amazon Comprehend, Amazon Translate. These are the most used AI services in Amazon AWS, like for different requirements and different services available in AWS respective to the AI. So these four, like Amazon SageMaker and AI-powered monitoring with Amazon DevOps Guru, natural language processing with Amazon Comprehend, and computer vision with Amazon Recognition. So these are the regular services used especially in AI and especially in AWS services. I will go in detail like how we are going to achieve these services in AWS in our next regular classes, but I'm giving some heads up like most of the services used in AWS, like where exactly SageMaker for ML model and training and deploy the model and deployment the model and AI powered monitoring with Amazon DevOps Guru. See, can anyone tell like how you monitor your applications and infrastructure in your existing project? There is any monitoring tool? So you are monitoring the data jobs over there, right? Something, any jobs which is running
Integrated
successfully.
with Prometheus, yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So what you get any alert mechanism is there if anything goes wrong?
Yes,
Yes, true.
Okay. So there is a specific threshold values will be there, right? For example, if the CPU is more than 80%, we'll get the alert.
correct,
If
correct,
there,
correct.
yeah. So in the same way, like in AWS, auto scaling option is there, right? Can anyone
Yes.
aware of auto
Yes,
scaling? Yeah.
yes,
What exactly we'll do for in auto scaling? For example, if there is any server is reaching the high performance, like we need one more server with the same configuration, right? The auto scaling,
correct.
maybe vertical
Yes.
scaling or horizontal scaling.
Right.
So we will already define the formula over there, right? For example, if it is more than CPU, create two more servers. For example, Kubernetes pod is there. If you want to more pods, we can auto scaling and we'll do like this. So can we integrate AI in that area? Can we do it?
It is already doing that, right?
That's
Automatically
why.
scaling up
That,
if any threshold is breached.
that's why I'm asking. Can we integrate or not?
No, as per my sense.
Did you come across any cases where auto scaling got failed?
When quota exceeded,
Example, when quota got completed, somewhere they maybe you are not, maybe your quota got completed, maybe the service is not available in specific location. For example, maybe you set up a DR, disaster recovery, right? Maybe your machine is running in another location. In that location, there is a outage. Then you have to intervene, right? Then you have to log in and you have to create one more server and assign to the specific location and you have to do it.
right?
Then A will come into the picture. Right. So we already give the consideration if this is not available, create a one more machine in specific location to make it up and running.
Hmm.
So these are the things, like these are the basic things. See, I can't say AI can do everything. AI can do everything when a human being trying the AI. Whatever you have to do. But some part of AI will think like a human being until unless we have to train this one. Yeah, coming to Azure. Anyone working on Azure, Azure Cloud or Azure services? It may be any service.
Yes.
Yeah. So do you have Azure Monitor, right? Azure
Yes.
monitoring tool, right? So most of the clients are not interested to learn, not interested to use Azure Monitor apart from they are using for the third party. Why? Why exactly? Most of
Maybe
the
that is, I mean, Azure monitoring is not, it's kind of a costlier. That's the first point. And second is maybe not reaching their expectations.
exactly the fed the basic info, not exactly the how the regular monitoring tools like ELK stack and Splunk, Grafana, or otherwise we have the some other monitoring tools like it will dig into that one. It will dig the packets also, like network packets, where it is exactly falling, where it is exactly the performance issue, there is any
Right.
packet loss. Like it won't dig more. It will dig and at the same time it will add. For example, if you are using any third party tool to the Azure, it won't monitor that one. There is a dependency on that one.
Right.
Yeah. So do you have in your cloud environment or any other environments, do we have the billing account, right? It should be billing account, right? So
Right.
it will forecast how much should be. Do we configure any monitoring on the billing account? Like for example, if you are
Budgeter.
not, if you are, yeah, budget allocation. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Budget alerts also, right? For example, if you are using Cloud SQL, it should be more, it will be very costly, right? For example, you allocate only $150 per month. If it is more than that one, you'll get the alert,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Can we integrate AI in that one without creating the alert? See, I'm just asking a question that can we integrate AI or not? For example, you are the Azure engineer, okay? Azure cloud engineer. I'm the client. I'm just asking you that you create the billing alert, right? And
Mhm.
I don't want to the billing alert or billing alert when the billing account. I just want to integrate AI where it will trigger the alerts without creating the billing alert alarm. It will do.
So you mean to get the cost report at the month end without you go
No,
manually
no,
to the portal?
not the billing plans or the billing information
My
and
bad, maybe
everything.
I
Yeah,
misunderstood.
yeah. I just want to know for each and every day, I need the alert. This service is going very huge amount. Can't we use this service in place of this service to get rid of the cost? So it will comes into picture when we are using specific requirement. For example, we have different type of services like Cloud SQL is there, MongoDB is there, BigQuery is there, and we have NoSQL is there. We will pick the service based upon our requirement only, right? For example, if it is a
Right.
like archive, we'll go for some other DB. It is a more frequent one. We'll go for BigQuery. More data, we'll go for some other service. So where AI come into the picture, like we will ask the AI, we will define the AI agent and we will ask in the internal to cloud that it will suggest us in billing itself why you using this service for this requirement. Can't we achieve this service using this one? Only as of now, only architects and solution architects and cloud engineers only suggesting this, right? In coming days, AI will define us. See, most of the people, right, when you're coming to the architecture discussions, like designing discussions, for example, I need to integrate some data to Azure database service. From there, API, how to fetch it. In that one, we will define an image stating that I will go for a search API or front-end API. So in the design, we have to use one of the Azure services. We have to think twice, right? For example, this service is used fine, but can we do bit in a good phase with less billing? Regularly, solution architect will think in such a way that, right? We need the performance with less cost. See, coming to this one, anyone heard about the word Crew AI in Azure?
Right.
Yeah, that is the AI service in Azure, right?
Azure AI.
Yeah, Azure AI.
Azure AI
Azure,
Factory something. AI
Azure
Factory.
AI Factory, and we have the different services in Azure AI Factory. So why I'm involving AWS, Azure, GCP because of if I tell AWS, someone people ask like why can't you tell in GCP? That's why I picked best services in each cloud. I'm just going to deal with all the services which in each respect to the each cloud, maybe AWS, Azure, GCP. Okay. And how many people are aware of workloads? It may be database or it may be say anything. How many people are working in workloads or work manager, something like regular workloads?
Workloads in the GK prospect you're saying?
Yeah,
Or
GK,
Azure prospect? Right.
anything like the word which refer to anything workloads.
Yes, yes, I do.
So what exactly you will do in that one?
So there we can see the cluster, and in the cluster, how many pods are running and which state
Mhm.
it is in, and what is the logs of the pods,
Mhm.
all the cluster related information.
Okay. So there is a master slave setup will be there, right? In Kubernetes? No?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. So definitely will be the failover capacity, right? Failover load. Like for example, if the
Yes.
pod goes down, we'll get the create
Pod
the
up and running.
another pods and this one. So we'll already it in the script. This one. So there is
Yes,
any max pods that will be there, right? There will give some
yes,
max pods.
correct.
See, if anything goes wrong, if we go for max pods, what will be the solution?
Nothing, it won't spin up.
Exactly. Now it will be A can help us here.
Right. You can, I mean, AI can, on that worst scenario, maybe AI can pitch in and
Exactly.
increase the max search or max count, and so that the pod will be creating in a different node.
Different node and it will app will up and running.
Yes.
Anyone from GCP, like who knows or who already worked on, otherwise who learn some bit services in GCP? Hey, what are the services you learn in GCP?
Same like virtual machines, GK
Mhm.
storage
Mhm.
accounts, Cloud SQL,
Okay,
BPC.
so if you have any office account, project account, something,
Mhm.
there is a good service in GCP. This is the my individual account. It's not my company account. Okay, go for collab and create a notebook. You are aware of like a Juniper notebooks will be there, right? We can
Jupyter.
directly get the
Yeah.
code. In the same way, we have collab enterprise in GCP.
Mhm.
It won't help us in Gemini. For example, if you write any code here, you can execute it. It will get the output here. And
Right.
if you're having the corporate account, we have the enable with GCP, Gemini here. So
Okay.
it will help us to create a code directly here, like ChatGPT.
Do we need to just give a prompt?
Yes, just give you a prompt. For example, if you give a prompt like speech to text, it will give
Mhm,
the programming language, it will give the it will give the code, and we can run it. So how I am working is, see, I will write a code here. I won't create an environment locally. This is like a serverless, like how we using AWS Lambda.
mhm,
Okay. So I will write a code here. I will execute it. It will show the error here. So I will fix the error. I will copy the code. I will copy it locally. I will run it locally. That's it. And before that one, I will deploy all the dependencies, maybe Python, maybe Docker, everything.
mhm.
So we have to make our thing simple using like this type of tools. Okay. So coming to GCP, like Vertex AI is one of the end-to-end AI workflow. I already showed you, right? Vertex AI Agent Garden, where we are going to use this Vertex AI agent to build a good agents. That's it. This is the most happening tool in GCP, widely used in GCP projects. Vertex AI agent. Just note, keep a note of this agent. Vertex. You can explore this in Google also, like what is exactly Vertex AI agent will do, and what exactly Vertex AI capabilities, and what are the models we are using in Vertex AI, like Gemini 2.5, 2.0 Flash models. Okay. So these three slides. So very important. Like mostly I will start with these tools once I'm done with the basic skills like AWS, Python. Once after this regular basic skills training, then I will pitch into these services in especially into AWS, Azure, and GCP.